Alrighty, and hello everybody, and welcome back to another big review. Ta-da! It's a double feature for Sakura because, as you may have heard from me before, I am very sad that not a lot of the Land Saga girls have gotten merch. So I'm just making sure to definitely get Sakura merch because who knows if they'll make any of the other girls. They've only done 3 of the girls so far, and she's my favorite of the 3 they've done. But we'll start with the scale first. Yeah, so I really like Land Saga. I really like the girls. I think that the show is entertaining for an idol anime. So if idol animes aren't normally your things, this is at least a little bit more comedy based, I feel like, just with how bizarre it is. I mean, it's an anime about girls who have been come back to life as zombies and are now just singing and dancing. So, you know, and I like their songs too. A majority of them I really like. But we'll open her up. Now, I don't know if this is used, but it definitely wasn't really well kept in shape. When I got it, you can see it's kind of all bumped up on the side. The packaging, though, pretty nice, considering you actually get to see the figure in full, which is always nice when you can actually see your figures. It's got a strong smell. You can see the inside of the background a little bit more. That's a pretty nice backdrop, I think, with all the paint splatters and the bright colors. It's got the show logo down at the bottom, all dented up from my packaging or, you know, when it was sent in the mail to me. And of course, as per usual, a spin around in the plastic. But yeah, some of my gripes for the Land Saga figures come with the fact that they've only made figures so far of Sakura, Junko, and I, and there's been nothing. There's 7 girls and we've only made merch for 3 of them. Something isn't adding up. At this point, Junko actually has more figures than Sakura does, which I think is funny as well, considering Sakura is the main character. You can literally have her rise up like she's a zombie coming out of the ground. That's cute. But since we got the base out, look at that. Look at those nice colors. Nice and vibrant pinks and teals and white. So pretty cute. Just want to show that while it was not attached to her legs. Pretty easy assembly though, hopefully. We'll just pop her in the pegs here. I was really hoping they would make more of the girls for these outfits, because these are kind of like, I feel like their main outfits for the most part. They have not done that obviously, but I was hoping, I was holding out. But really, like I said, honestly, there's a bunch of the girls I'd love. Like, I really like Lily, I really like Tai, I really like Saki, I like Yugiri as well. I just like them all. Just, you know, some more than others. Not all waifus are created equal, you know, all that good stuff. And now that she's out of the box, we can do a quick spin around for her as well. And for reference, Sakura is just under 10 inches tall. Her base goes 5 inches from side to side and 4 inches from front to back. She doesn't really protrude outside of those dimensions, but so you know. Alrighty, now one thing I think is funny about these figures, they chose to do, you know, like their human forms, but then they did these zombie poses. Hers is the most zombie of them all, but I do think it honestly would have been pretty cute if they did have an option for these where they were the actual, like zombified forms. Still, obviously, very cute. I know that's my #1 descriptive word, but still, it's true. Her actual details on her eye, though, I think are pretty nicely done, especially because the anime has, like, you know, pretty standard, like, or, you know, pretty intense eyes and stuff with all the shines and the gradients. The actual shading on the bow, though, is really cute. And they do have, like, a light blushing on their cheeks, and I think even a little bit under their eyes, like their eye bags and stuff. So they did do a pretty good job of actually shading the body and whatnot. Flipping around to her hair, they did, of course, do shading for this with the darker magenta to the lighter pink here And they even have like some of the strands here to her ponytail. Pretty simple hair sculpt, to be honest, but again, the shading's pretty nice. Now the actual ribbon and bows in her skirt have like a nice like kind of pearl paint to them. These are like a, you know, a nice light pink pearl, and this is like a darker pink. They have all this nice plaid pattern, pretty nicely printed on there, to be honest. I'm actually surprised it's like pretty clean for the most part. Like I don't see any like weird misprints or anything, and everywhere it kind of goes, it is run together pretty nicely. Probably I don't really know how they would have done that. Maybe if it was like a decal or something, because there's a couple parts where you can sort of see it, but nicely done, obviously. And the sculpt on her actual uniform, you can see there's like some nice folds in the torso part here, or even in the sleeves as well. Moving along though, her little legs with all the frills. The frills are painted with different colors. You can see there's like the light white with a little bit of blue, but then it does go to like this darker blue, so it does add like a nice little bit of dimension to it. So I think that's pretty nice, having that extra little bit of oomph and color. Her legmos, very nice, pretty simple. And then their shoes, all pretty nicely shaded. It looks like a lot of this, honestly, I think is like how I mentioned, where it was maybe like a decal that was printed on. It's wrapped nicely though, so it does look good, and the shading is fluid. It's pretty intense in some parts, but I still think it looks good because it's intense in a lot of it. I did check. I don't know if she just got a lot of ruffles, so no panties. So this is void, I guess. Maybe she's wearing bloomers or something as the idea, but it was still funny that they were just like, yeah, it's just frills. It's all frills. But yeah, she's super cute. I'm excited. I do still hope that they make some of the other girls. Fingers crossed. I'm just hoping, because I honestly wouldn't mind getting a full set of the Zombieland girls, but they don't even have prize figures at this point. It's only been like these semi-expensive ones, these wedding ones, which are really expensive, and then Nedoroids. Which, speaking of Nedoroids, but we'll adjust the camera. Hold on. Ta-da! The Nedoroid. Now, as of right now, there's only the Sakura Nedoroid and the Junko Nedoroid. Junko Nedoroid is kind of over on the side. Again, like I said, she's not my favorite. In fact, Junko is probably my least favorite. She's still cute, but you know, to each their own. And but yeah, I got the Sakura Nedoroid because I'm very excited for one of her accessories, even though I've already heard it's just like it's pretty simple the way they made it, but I'm still excited. But let's open her up. Yeah, I passed on her initially because, again, I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I should just wait and they'll make more of the girls. But now I'm like, I'm glad that I did find it though, or I had a friend that helped me find it. Thank you, Straw, for helping me and being gracious. But there is top half. Wow. And she has a bright yellow, kind of unexpected. I wouldn't have really thought that she would have had like a construction work yellow, but she does. And wowie zowie, we got her in her blister. There you go. And as well, so I don't forget about it, the part that I'm most excited about. So when you look at this, you can see there's the tape peeking out on the back. If you open it up, she comes with a truck. Okay, so you have to build the truck, but she comes with the truck that kills her at the beginning of the show. Spoilers, sorry. Yeah, well, you know, they do it like in the first 10 seconds of the show, so honestly. But yeah, she comes with the truck that hits her. And it's so good. It's so good. Whoever A Good Smile said to do this deserves a raise. Alright, well, we're going to save the truck. We're going to assemble that later, because we got some other bits to look at first. No, she probably doesn't come with a whole lot of extra stuff. Probably mostly because, you know, she comes with the truck. But, and I do like, they come with the zombie parts and the human parts, so that's pretty nice. And look, there she is! Oh, Land Saga merch! Pretty cute though, you know, their standard face and whatnot. I do wish, because she comes with 2 zombie faces and then one of her, like, normal human, I guess, human. I wish she came with a second human face too though. So we'll work this first through her human accessories. Her school bag and her little arm to hold her school bag. Pretty cute. It's got like a little bow on there. Simple, whatnot. And she also does come with her other arm, which has like her idol acceptance letter. There we go. So you can have her running to her demise. Just what we always wanted. Pretty simple. Kind of hard to put the pieces together just because of how like close everything is. Oh my gosh. Can't wait to have her get hit by a truck. But we're gonna now take a look at some of her zombie accessories. So first off, because they just came out, she has 2 little Legmos. Now one thing, again, that kind of stinks, they only gave us 2 of the zombie legs, so she always has to have the one bent leg and the one straight leg. I do prefer to have a bent one and a straight one, but comparatively to her human one, she does have 2 straight ones. So kind of stinky, but because it is going to be harder to show them off. But she does also come with 4 hands. These are kind of like, I guess, just zombie gripping hands and kind of like shocked hands. Surprisingly enough, this is breaking the Nedoroid rules of always having a fist hand, but I guess we don't need them. Just so you can kind of see what the back looks like more or less. They kind of all look like the same hands, if I'm gonna be honest. Again, it's probably just a difference of wrist angle, so whether her arm can go like this or like that. Now for her zombie face though, it's interesting. The blue plastic seems to be a little bit different textured than the skin color, probably just due to the nature of the color. Something interesting, which again makes sense that it was included with this. As per usual, Nedoroids always have their extra pack of goodies and whatnot with their stand and base and whatnot. She does come with a different neck peg piece because, of course, I mean, she turns to blue, but when you're reattaching it, you just pull out this normal skin tone and put in the blue skin tone and then assemble. So yeah, that's her. She's all blue now. She's got the blue neck peg in. She's got one of the sets of arms in, or the sets of hands in. Again, they really kept the hands pretty simple, which I think kind of stinks, but again, I don't really know if it's just one of those things because if they got all the blue pieces and stuff, they're like, hey, we got you're basically getting 2 versions of a figure, but still pretty cute though. Have her running around spooking people. Oh. Alrighty, now we need to, let's see her with her, spooky, I'm so shy face. Alright, and there she is. Scared of her own self. Yeah, pretty cute. I mean, I do think, like I said, I am kind of sad that there's not maybe more I can pose her with the zombie body, but I'm gonna have her getting hit by a truck anyways. So, you know, still pretty cute though for what it's worth. And like I said, I just think the hands probably shouldn't have been so similar. This is a really cute face though. I am glad. This is probably my favorite face of the 3, just because of, you know, how expressive it is. But now the moment we've all been waiting for, getting hit by a truck. Now the truck is going to take assembly. Snippity snappity clickety clackety. Ah, perfection. Hey yo, look. Honestly, if you know people that like My Hero and I can't remember her name, but the Invisible Girl, just buy, you know, if they make a new Raraka or something in a school uniform, if they haven't already done so, boom. All right. You're welcome. You know, I think after assembling her and then, you know, knowing that I want her getting hit by this stupid truck, I wish they had the shock face for her, you know? That would make sense, right? Assembling this truck. Yikes, first of all. So let's see here. There is multiple pages and instructions that I can't read, but thank goodness there's pictures. Part 1, part 2, 3, and 4. So we gotta do number 1 first. Thank goodness they labeled them all. I mean, it's like we knew they weren't going to give us a small plastic truck, but you know, we kind of hoped for it, right? That kind of stinks. I was hoping most of it would just be okay without needing to maybe use like glue or something. But it seems like that's what most of this is, because otherwise it just won't stay together. Well, let me find some tape, because I'm not gluing it. My tape. Alright, so part 1 of the truck is done. Oh, well, you know, ignore that part. Inside there, you have to put the top pieces together. The instructions are actually not too bad. To basically sum it up, green means glue, blue means glue to the other piece. That's really all there is to it. And everything else is just folding and, you know, using your brain. But not too bad, considering. Hopefully it doesn't look too ugly, because I'm just gonna use tape. I don't want to glue it. Again, kind of just a little bit tough, but nothing my huge redonkulous sized brain can't handle. Yeah, definitely doing this all with tape is probably not the way to go if you want it to look nice. It looks good enough, which is why I'm not caring too much, especially because, again, this is just a bunch of paper together here. Alright, so at long last, we have the rinky-dink truck. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not great. It's a paper craft, and I did also do it all with tape. Not fantastic. You can see little pieces that kind of bow out. These boxes were also separate. I just went ahead and put the tape on the outside on this one just to make sure it stayed together. And this one was really hard to do with tape, if I'm gonna be honest, because it doesn't really stay down. You know, them's the breaks, guys. I tried. I just didn't want to use glue, and it would have probably been just as annoying with glue anyways, so it's just a different kind of annoyance. But at long last, it can be done. I just wish I could have her like literally flipping over like this. It'd be so good. But I'm just gonna probably have her running along beside it. So at the last and final bit of this 2-part special, we'll leave her in the back because she's a little bit tall compared to little Shrimpy here. Obviously very excited to finally have her. You know, even though the truck isn't fantastic, it's still pretty funny. So for what it's worth, I mean, you get the gag. Either way though, I will end up putting pictures of both of the ladies up on my Instagram. That's going to be at Desunasis, as well as you can see a bunch of my other previous figures and whatnot, collections, whatever. You can also find me at these places for just other general art, pictures, and announcements, yada yada. So, you know, if you like me or something, you can follow me. Oh, what's this? And as well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you should like the video, comment on it, let me know if you have any questions, and then subscribe. I do videos weekly of just figures that I collect, maybe art, who knows? But I hope that you guys had a great last week, and I hope to see you next week.